We're talking today about how to create happiness in your life. Now, if you are one of the enlightened ones, if you are somebody who has finally gotten honest with yourself and said, what I discovered was that, oh my goodness, I'm not happy. I'm not as happy as I could be. And if you've kind of come to that level of honesty where you can really be true to yourself and say, you know what I'm posting on Facebook is not real. And the stuff that I see that other people have, like, it discourages me and I feel like I'm not as successful as I want to be. If you finally come to the understanding that maybe that's where you're at and that greater happiness is available for you, I hope you join me for today's episode. Okay, we're talking about how to create happiness in your life. If you are somebody who recognizes that there is more happiness available for you, there absolutely is. I'm super excited to share this with you. My name is Scott Wilhite, if you're new to me. I am a producer, director, writer in the film world, and years ago I was living the dream life. And yet I was so unsatisfied. I was so angry. I was so frustrated. I was so in my head all the time. And there was always this cloud around me and I could never get past it. And I was so frustrated because I had been living the American dream. I'd been checking all the boxes and yet I felt empty inside. I was angry. I was frustrated and it showed. It showed in how I responded around my family. My kids would walk around on eggshells. My wife kept her distance and was always worried I would blow up. And the worst thing is she thought she was the problem. Anyway, it was some of the most discouraging times I've ever had in my life. And I'm thankful that I learned a few things that have totally changed that for me. And I'm happy to share some of those with you. Now, when I learned this, I decided to create, since I'm a creator, I decided to create materials that would help other people. So I've got a book. It's called The 7 Core Skills of Everyday Happiness. I've got an app called Feed Your Happy. You can find it in Apple's iTunes store. And I've created an online course at gethappynow.life. These are all tools that will help you get happy now, to actually take back control of your life and to no longer live reactionary, no longer feel angry and frustrated and powerless and helpless in your life and having that dark cloud over you. And if you've been there or if you are there, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you're there right now, but I am so glad that you're here right now because you're going to learn 3 things right now that will help you change from being the victim in your life, from not getting the kind of happiness that you want, and you'll be more empowered and be able to move forward. So anyway, 3 things that I'm going to share with you. The first one is to stop looking outside of yourself. This is huge. We are conditioned by advertising, by society, by everything to look outside of us. A new car is going to somehow make you happy. A new job is going to cure your ills and you will suddenly be happy. A new relationship, that's what you need. All these things you're conditioned to over and over and over again, that's really what you need in order to be happy. When we were living in Oklahoma, we had some good friends and the husband really wanted a BMW and the wife, she wasn't quite sure. And he told her, you're not going to be happy until you get the BMW. That's the kind of story we tell ourselves all the time. I'm not happy until, or I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I get married. I'll be happy when we have kids. I'll be happy when those kids are out of diapers. I'll be happy when the kids go to school. I'll be happy when these kids move out. I mean, we just tell ourselves these stories over and over again about I'll be happy when. Okay, well, the first thing you have to understand is stop looking outside of yourself for something that is going to magically change you. That's not how it works. And that's where I was for so long. I was so frustrated because I was doing the American dream. I was checking the boxes. I was doing everything that I was told I needed to do in order to be happy, and it wasn't working. So what I figured was, I just need more. Have you ever been, are you caught in that right now? Where you're just churning, you're spinning your wheels, you're trying to get more and more and more, and it's so unsatisfying. And the harder you work, the more embroiled you get into this, the more, kind of caught up in this web, and you just get tired and frustrated and drained and empty, and that's where I was. So the first thing is you have to change your mindset. You have to recognize that happiness is not this elusive thing that is somehow magically out there, and something or someone or some time is going to come and change you, and you will magically be happy again. That's not how it works. And there's a great quote, and I'm butchering it, and I can't remember who said it either, but they said that that trying to find happiness outside of ourselves is like pasting sandwiches all over your body when you're hungry. That's not how it works. It's an inside-out process. So the first thing is you got to stop looking outside of yourself for something that's going to save you or cure you or help you or magically make you happy. That's not it. You make the happiness yourself. Now, step number 2 is you got to be fully present. Now, I teach this in the book and the app and things. I teach it as a skill, and if you imagine that taking happiness as a skill is this mind-altering, life-changing idea, because suddenly, if it's a skill, that means there's something you can absolutely do about it. You can get happy now. You can be as happy as you're willing to work to be. And the cool thing about a skill too is when you really make it a skill, when you're first trying to make it a skill, it is a lot of work. But after you have actually made it a skill, it just is an unconscious thing. So if you think about things that you have as skills, like dribbling a basketball between your legs. For me, that takes like a lot of concentration. But for guys or gals who have practiced that over and over again, they don't even think about it, and they can do it while they're running into the basket. And it's just this unconscious thing that's beautiful and fluid. You can do that too by turning this into a skill. Same thing with the violin. It's a painful process to learn to do that. But once you get it down, then you have this skill that just is unconscious and you're able to flow with it. Same with the piano. Any of these things are skills. Okay, so the idea to be fully present as a skill is for you to really be here, right now, where you're at. To stop looking in the past. To stop fretting about mistakes that you've done in the past. But to be here and to not be worried about what you've got in the future and what are we doing for dinner tonight and I've got tests tomorrow and all these things that add anxiety to us. That's all in the future. But right now we're right here. You and I are talking together. You can feel your heartbeat. At only this moment right now can you feel your heartbeat. You can't feel your heartbeat in the future. You can't feel it in the past. You can feel it right now. Meditation is a wonderful way to get fully present. Again, think of it as a skill, something that you can do to really take control of your mindset, to not let it be running wild, but to be able to be in the moment. Now, the third skill that I'm going to teach you right here is to boost your gratitude levels. Now, they say you can't be grateful and unhappy at the same time. Isn't that an amazing idea? You can't be grateful and unhappy at the same time. So if you are feeling unhappy, if you're feeling tired and stressed and anxious and worried, if you're feeling those things, well, if you can switch on, if you can boost your gratitude levels, you can get rid of those feelings of anxiety. You can get rid of those feelings of depression, the dark cloud that's over you, because you are feeling gratitude. Now, gratitude is recognizing you are the recipient of deliberate kindness. It's recognizing that there is this exchange of love between you and somebody else, you and an organization, you and God, you and nature, whatever. There has been an exchange of love, and you are the recipient of that. Now, these are 3 things that you can do right now to create happiness in your life. It is absolutely possible. It doesn't require anything else but for you to become more conscious, more aware, and for you to change the story that keeps spinning in your head. I hope that helps you today, and I hope you choose to subscribe so that we can help you with more great ideas that will help you have more control and more satisfaction in your life. What are your thoughts? You've had time to think. Now it's time for you to share. In the comments section below, share your thoughts, ideas, and questions, especially any insights that inspired you to take action. Of course, the best place to take action is at scottwilhite.com, because if you join me for a free web class, I will reward you with a purpose planner so you can start each day with confidence, clarity, and conviction. Your identity is your most valuable possession. It's who you are, why you're here, and what you stand for. Choose your beliefs and pick your identity. It is choice, not chance, that determines your reality. See you next time.